You're making a huge mistake if you're relying on bagged compost or chemical fertilizers alone. I see gardeners all the time who think sprinkling store-bought soil amendments is enough to grow strong, healthy food. But the reality is, your soil isn't alive. It's exhausted. It's missing the microbial life that actually feeds plants. And until you fix that, nothing else matters. I've tested this over and over in backyard gardens, raised beds, and even hydroponic setups, and I can tell you, the old Amish method of burying rhubarb leaves works like nothing else to rejuvenate tired soil. If you haven't tried this yet, you're leaving massive yields on the table. And while we're at it, hit subscribe because I'm going to show you exactly how to do this right, and it's going to transform your garden. Old gardeners buried rhubarb leaves because they understood soil on a deeper level than most modern guides teach. They didn't just throw plant matter on the surface, they buried it in layers to feed microbes, hold moisture, and slowly release nutrients where roots actually need them. When you skip this step, your soil compacts, dries out, and the nutrients never reach the root zone. You can dump as much chemical fertilizer as you want, but it's wasted if your soil isn't biologically active. The first thing you need to understand is what rhubarb leaves bring to the table. Yes, they're toxic above ground, but when decomposed in soil, they're a powerhouse of potassium, calcium, and organic acids that break down into compounds your plants love. I shred mine down to roughly 2-inch pieces. That's the sweet spot. If the pieces are too big, decomposition slows. Too small, and you risk compaction and uneven microbial activity. In a small backyard garden, I'll take about 2 to 3 large leaves per square foot, mix them with a little brown material like shredded cardboard or straw, and bury them about 4 to 6 inches deep. This depth keeps the leaves out of direct contact with young roots while giving soil life the space to work. In raised beds, the method scales easily. I layer rhubarb leaves with green clippings, a handful of aged manure, and a sprinkling of finished compost. I build it in 2-inch layers until the bed is topped, then water lightly to jumpstart microbial activity. The decomposition process generates heat, and this is where a compost thermometer becomes indispensable. I use the Reotemp 20-inch backyard compost thermometer, and the link is in the description under Influencers and Associates. With this, I can monitor the exact temperature of the buried leaves. You want the pile to hit between 120 and 140 degrees Fahrenheit in the first week. If it doesn't, it's too dry, or your carbon to nitrogen ratio is off. That might sound like overkill for a backyard garden, but if you care about results, accurate temperature reading prevents your soil from stagnating and ensures those leaves fully decompose into usable nutrients. Hydroponic growers might think this doesn't apply to them, but it actually does if you're running a semi-soil or NFT system with media. I place shredded rhubarb leaves in small mesh bags at the bottom of media beds, mix with some worm castings and cover lightly with inert media. The microbial action enriches the water with nutrients naturally over time, giving roots a slow, steady feed rather than shocking them with synthetic solutions. It's not instantaneous like liquid fertilizers, but the long-term health benefits are massive. Plants develop thicker stems, deeper root networks, and far better resistance to pests. Most guides will tell you you can just mulch leaves on top of the soil and call it a day. Don't fall for that. Surface mulches might conserve moisture, but the nutrients never penetrate where the plants can access them. Buried leaves change the soil structure, aerate it naturally, and create that crumbly tilth that keeps roots happy season after season. Over the years, I've seen beds where I buried rhubarb leaves outperform identical beds where I simply mulched. Plants are 20 to 30% bigger, and the soil holds water far better in drought conditions. Timing matters too. I usually bury rhubarb leaves right after harvest in late spring or early summer. That gives the pile warm weather to kickstart decomposition, and by the time my fall crops go in, the soil is alive, warm, and ready to feed. If you're working with a raised bed, I actually take an extra step. I cover the buried leaves with a thin layer of finished compost and then a light mulch. This keeps moisture steady and ensures microbial populations don't die off in hot sun or heavy rain. Another key detail is moisture management. The leaves need to stay damp, but not soggy. Overly wet conditions lead to anaerobic decay, and your soil will smell and attract pests. Too dry and decomposition stalls. I check my buried layers daily for the first week or two, especially if temperatures are high, and adjust with a light watering. Using the Reotemp thermometer also helps because a drop in pile temperature signals that microbes are slowing down. A little tweak and you're back on track. You might be wondering if this is messy or high maintenance. Well, it's actually low maintenance once you understand your soil and have the right tools. The Reotemp thermometer, again linked in the description, saves me hours of guesswork and prevents errors that can ruin a whole season. It's sturdy, precise, and long enough to reach the center of even large compost piles or those buried layers. Every serious gardener I know who's used it says the same thing. Once you have accurate temperature readings, your soil management becomes predictable instead of just being a gamble. If you've got a small backyard garden, just start with one corner. Bury a batch of rhubarb leaves, monitor the temperature, and see how the soil responds over a few weeks. You'll notice changes in soil texture, worm activity, and water retention within about a month. In raised beds, you can repeat this every season, adjusting the amount of leaves depending on how many plants you've got. Hydroponic and media growers, you should experiment in small sections until you get a feel for decomposition rates in your own systems. This isn't just about bigger plants, you know. The health benefits carry right through to your produce. Tomatoes, peppers, and leafy greens all taste sweeter and last longer when grown in biologically active soil. You're building a living ecosystem here, not just feeding plants for a short while. I've tested everything from chemical fertilizers to expensive compost teas, and honestly, nothing beats the simplicity and effectiveness of buried rhubarb leaves when it's done correctly. The final tip I'll leave you with is patience, and this method rewards gardeners who are willing to work with biology instead of against it. Don't dig up the leaves too soon. Give microbes the time they need to fully convert plant material into nutrients. Trust the process, monitor with the thermometer, and adjust moisture as needed. Over time, your soil improves season after season, and your garden becomes far more resilient. So, if you're serious about results and tired of struggling with tired soil, start burying rhubarb leaves this season. Shred, layer, monitor, and water. Use a compost thermometer to guide you, especially for those larger beds or new applications. And remember, the link to the Reotemp 20-inch Backyard Compost Thermometer is in the description under Influencers and Associates. It's really an indispensable tool for anyone serious about composting and soil health. If you found this valuable, hit subscribe so you won't miss the next practical, no-fluff gardening method that actually works. Share this video with fellow gardeners who are tired of wasting time and money on methods that just don't deliver. Your soil will thank you, your plants will thank you, and your harvest will speak for itself.